Three. Today on episode 6 of Chucky, Cape Queer, we discuss Chucky. Stay tuned. Welcome, everybody, to today's episode of the Terror TV Twins. We are reviewing episode 6 of Chucky, the title Cape Queer. I love that title. What's going on, Tom?
Nothing. What's up with you, man? How are you?
Not much. Doing good. Another day of work. One more to go, and I'm off for a few days, which is nice.
Nice.
Do some Oculus Quest. That's my plan. Do some house cleaning.
Nice.
Gonna scrub my kitchen down. That's my big thing. Do my
Very
summer.
cool.
I didn't do my spring cleaning, so I'm doing my summer cleaning.
Very
Doing
cool.
that a little bit. But yeah. So yeah, we're doing Chucky episode 6. It's getting to near the end now of the first season.
Yes, and what a season so far, and I can't wait. We just found out October 5th, season 2. So, yes, cannot wait. See where they go. I can't wait to see what they do. I would assume they have as big or a bigger budget, so I don't see why it can't continue to be awesome.
Yeah, it should be very interesting to see how they expand on everything that happened on season 1.
Yeah,
A lot's happened.
a lot.
A lot of death, a lot of crazy stuff. My dog is going crazy because people are outside.
Funny, we haven't heard them
Hold on a
all.
minute. You keep talking, Tom.
I was just saying we've been on for a while doing other things, and he hadn't made a peep in over an hour, but it's yeah.
Yeah, there's one of my neighbors' friends popped over. They're all outside looking at all the vehicles outside. So my dog's going crazy because he wants to be out there with them. I'm like, no, going outside. Sorry about that, everybody.
It's okay. This isn't even live anyway, right? So
That's true.
we can just that's why I started talking, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't need to talk to myself. This isn't live. We can just cut it out. So
That's right. Get out of there. Yeah.
So yeah, we were saying that we're looking forward to where season 2 goes. I can't wait for October. Oh, I can't wait because I do want to enjoy some of the summer too.
I know it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I cannot wait for the show. Then it's like, but if it comes faster, that means summer's over.
Yep, and I go on vacation in a few weeks, so it's yeah, can't wait. I need a break. I'm gonna get one, so cannot wait. But yeah, this episode, Cape Queer, like you said, great title and play on Cape Fear, which was just a great film. If you guys haven't seen Cape Fear, check it out. Awesome film. But for every episode, I do like a 1-sentence synopsis. So this is Chucky, season 1, episode 6, Cape Queer. And let's see. Jake and the gang set up a dangerous and risky trap for Chucky that could have potentially serious consequences if it does not work. And there we go. And now let's get into it.
Yes.
So, where to even begin here? Like I said, another great episode. It was funny because when I'm rewatching these. I'll do like voice notes, and then I'll go and do a little research, just look at reviews. And I actually found a review, and they did not like this episode, and it was like one of the first bad reviews I've seen out there of this show. And I thought this was a great episode, personally.
It wasn't my favorite.
Oh, it's not my favorite, but I thought it was great.
I didn't think it was a bad episode, but I think part of the problem is the episodes have been so good. There's no way you can keep it up for a full season. And to me, this is probably my least favorite out of all of the season. And I actually liked it, if that makes sense. You know, I actually liked it, but it's, you know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, yeah, they can't. You're always gonna like some over another, regardless. And there's like in the review, they said part of the problem was at points it felt too quick, and then at points it felt too slow. And I could definitely see that, like, so they would speed through things that they should have taken more time on. And then in this just in this particular episode, it wasn't really, and but I liked it. I mean, it wasn't my favorite, but it's so hard to pick a favorite out of any of these episodes because they're all like you said, it wasn't your favorite, but you still really liked it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
And that's that. I think that right there is it says what you really need to know about this show. That it's like they're
really
all
does.
great, and it's just like if you have to nitpick, it's. And that's what it is. It's kind of nitpicking more than anything. So we last week we got to learn a little bit more about Nika and Tiffany and that whole relationship. So in this episode, we get to see the Storm Chasers, Alex Barclay, and his foster sister Kyle. They finally like fully are introduced into the series here. And we find out that they, through like flashbacks and stuff, that they basically go around the country hunting down all the Chuckies, because we also we knew about Chucky could multiply and do it. So it have like part of his soul in a bunch of different Chuckies and basically build the Chucky army. So we learned that Andy and Kyle go around the country hunting down the rogue Chuckies and killing them. And I just love that. It's got it's like a parody of like Pulp Fiction-y feel to it, to like, it's so good. What'd you think?
I thought it was good. That's one of the parts I actually liked about this episode.
Yeah.
Because it had me hooked.
Yeah, I thought that was. I agree. I thought it was a better one of the highlights of the episode, because like
yes, I agree.
I liked it, and we get to see Andy, when they're hunting down the Charlie Chucky doll, and he poses as the census taker.
Yep.
Then the little girl's holding Chucky, and he's talking, and then all of a sudden he just turns and shoots the doll in the head and walks out.
I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yes, it's in the little girl.
Like, that's too cool.
Yeah, and the way they did it, because like I said, like Chucky, they play that line of like serious but campy so well, and paying homage to other movies and genres, that it's like
you appreciate it.
Yes, it was.
If you're a movie TV show fan, you'll appreciate it.
Yeah, it's so good, so good. Go through here. Then we get a little bit more into No, there it is. So we get more flashbacks into Charles Lee Ray and Tiffany and their time in the 80s. So that was kind of cool too. But
The flashbacks is so amazing.
And it's cool that it's Fiona playing her dad in those flashbacks. What a good actor. And I had no idea until I read it. Like, I didn't know it until after I had watched the episode, probably until after the season was done, I think. Or maybe I learned it after the episode, because they would do, during the season, they did that after episodes where they would talk to the cast. So I guess I probably did know after that episode aired, because they probably talked to her or the following episode. But what a performance. So good. Playing her father. Good actor. Yeah, so we get to look into that. And thoughts on the look back into his past? Again,
I love the flashbacks. When the season started, I was like, oh, flashbacks. You know, I'm not a big flashback guy per se.
I get it,
but it's done in the way where it's, I wouldn't say pivotal to the story, but it's important because you're learning about the history of Chucky and how he became to be and why he is the way he is, and you know the people that brought him along, and you know it's, to me, it's just as important as the story. And I don't think if those weren't there, I think there'd be gaps in the story as far as the episodes go.
And like I like how they do it too, where it's like a lot of the flashbacks will tie together, but others are like sort of jumps in different time periods of his life. So we see him in the 80s, and it's not necessarily just one thing in the 80s, but we get like clips of him being nasty and like almost his character getting nastier and weirder, and and to the point that he is now. And so they do it very, very well there. So this whole episode, though, really is building up to the big kill. And in last week's episode, we found out that we learned about Bree, which is Junior's mother, as stage 4 cancer. So, and then it's building up to this, and Bree is at her psychologist talking, that's who she's been calling. It's doctors and the psychologist, and she's trying to figure a way to how to break it to the family that she's gonna die very soon. And Chucky's been sort of stalking her, and we finally see her get pushed out the window. Or we don't see her get pushed. We see her flying out the window and land on the...
What did you think of that scene? I laughed hysterically.
So it's funny. The review I read, it was like the effect looked really cheesy. I didn't think it looked that bad, but I really wasn't paying attention that hard. Why? What?
I was talking about Chucky when he's running at her.
Yes.
You know,
okay. Yeah.
I'm like, that was the coolest thing. Yeah, as far as the effect goes, I
didn't notice it.
It's a TV show.
A review said it, but and then she lands on the car.
Yeah,
and Junior's right there. Yeah. So this one was a little heavier of a kill in this episode. It felt like the fact that Junior just saw it, and he doesn't know. Did she just throw herself out the window? He doesn't know for sure. I mean, so what's going on? And so it's a little heavier than a lot of the other kills thus far that have been really cool. I mean, the father was an asshole, so it was kind of a relief that and with this one, you find out that she's actually just struggling and trying to figure a way to tell her family that she's going to die, and then she dies right in front of her.
Well, you think about it, his father feels more like his brother, whereas at the beginning of the movie he was the calm one as far as the family dynamic went, and now for whatever reason he's just being a total dick.
Yeah.
Like his brother was.
Yeah, they're starting to build that he's that. Yeah, that's true too. I'm glad you brought that up. How he's becoming that overbearing sports father, where it's like the kid doesn't even want to run, and he's maybe even a little banged up, but really just like if he wants to run, he wants to just do it for fun. And the father is like, talking about his diet and training sessions and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, so they establish, that he's kind of a dick as well, which I guess makes sense because they are twins, right?
Yep. Got a fly in the house.
Oh, really? I hate flies when they're, especially because when you're trying to do something. So let's see what else to discuss from this episode. Anything you want to talk about in particular? Because there was still some stuff that happened in this episode. Right?
Devon's mom, when she got killed, when she went to the house looking for the kids, looking for Chucky. There was a funny. I didn't notice it before, but there's the scene where the kids are the kids are at the house waiting on Chucky because they were told that Chucky will find them, blah blah blah, and that be ready basically. And they were at the house waiting for him. Well, Chucky of course surprises him because that's what Chucky does, and they think they got Chucky, and they don't have Chucky because they're idiots. And Chucky gets away, and then Devon's mother shows up. Like, oh, my mother's here. Oh, Jesus. They run out, and then all of a sudden Chucky comes out of nowhere, attacks her, and then she ends up falling down the stairs to her death.
Yep.
Well, we've watched the show a few times now for our review, and so much attention to detail. When Chucky's on her back, she flings him over. Well, when she flings him over, you can see Chucky's hand grab her. And when he spins, he kind of pulls her. And she goes down the stairs. I'm like, wow. That was a cool special effect. It was almost like he pulls her down the stairs. Because like she flung him almost like she was going to get her bounce back. But then Chucky kind of pulls her as he's being pulled away. And that made her fall down the stairs. I was like, that was a pretty cool effect.
Yeah, it was done really well. And then, so as far as this death went, though, I want to ask you, because this one to me either felt a little rushed, maybe, or they could have drawn this out a little more. It almost felt like out of nowhere he killed it, where I think you could have still had her involved in the story a little more and then made the death a little bigger. The way she died was fine. Like if you built up to that or something, because
the death itself was good, but the timing of it I think it was off.
Yeah, because you already had that big death that that, like we said, this big heavy death, and then we have this. It just, I don't know, that was my personal opinion. But
it didn't seem as important
as
what's his face's mother.
Yeah, and it should have been because she's a
sheriff.
She was a cop, and she was not, and a mother. Yeah, I think so. I mean, and again, I'm nitpicking here because it was still good. Like you said, the effect was great. The way they did it, all those little things, those little attentions to detail, it just adds up and makes that shot great. And it's, it was, it was done really well. Oh, and Devin had come out to his mother. That's right.
Yeah, he came out and told when he came out, I was like, "Oh God, there we go." But she was like, "Yeah," and like she knew.
And
no surprise there.
And do we see? Is this their first kiss, Devin and Jake, in this episode?
I think so.
I think so too. Which again, it's pretty, an interracial homosexual relationship on TV, and that's,
you don't see that very often.
No, in a horror movie, and it's not played for laughs. It's not in no way like denigrating homosexuality or anything like
I
that.
know it was as if a guy kissed a girl or girl kissed a guy kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like you don't
Like
really.
it happened. Move on. You know, it was like
didn't so
even when they first held hands when they were in the school, it wasn't like they didn't make it too big of a deal out of it. I think, and maybe that's why it's working so well. Because they weren't trying to make it center stage. They just kind of did it. Move on. You know, they weren't glorifying it. I don't think, in my opinion, they were just you two like each other. They're gonna do this,
and that's how it should be because that's what it is in real life. It's just two people that are dating or whatever. So, it's pretty cool that it's in a horror show on TV now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really great episode. So I wanted to ask you. So now we get introduced to Andy, and like we both said, I think that was the high point of this episode, the Andy backstory stuff, and the scene there. What did you think, though? What do you think of Andy's acting, or the actor that plays Andy?
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me, but to me, it comes across, and I mean this no disrespect. I know he's not. He kind of got out of the acting business. Right. And he's successful in music, and this is not. But it comes across as a little wooden. A little.
Oh yeah.
It's to me like just it comes out like he hasn't done this in 30 years, which he hasn't, or whatever.
I had lower expectations, so like when I saw him, it was kind of like, not too bad. Because I was expecting really bad. I was expecting, oh, geez.
Yeah, like for me, and I don't think it's like that. It's just everything is the same line, basically. It just kind of same sort of cadence, same up and down, of it. But he doesn't do much up and down. They're all pretty flat, and like I said, it doesn't take away from the show in any way. It was just something that had stuck out to me. But again.
Yeah. I had lower expectations, so I had really low for him, so it didn't bother me as much because I had really I was like, ugh. I was expecting the worst. You know what I mean? I was like, oh god.
Oh yeah, I mean, think about it. You don't do something for 30 years. You don't even know what he really looks like anymore, and it could be, you're a completely different person 30 years. I mean, he was a child.
A long time.
Yeah, he was a child. And he probably made cameos in the movies. And so I can't remember. There's so many that it goes in and out. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, he did a fine job. I'm not saying he's a bad actor or anything. Like I said, it just feels like he hasn't done it in a while. So again, another great episode. So anything else that we missed that we should discuss about this?
I did like the Tiffany and Nika, their conversation.
Yeah.
About them being together. She's like, oh, maybe we gotta go in and keep you. Like, oh boy, here we go. Don't piss him off. Like it was like,
I mean, she does such a great job where she's playing herself, and she's playing that Chucky can just kind of like comes in and out of her, body, because that's what Chucky does. He possesses people. He possesses dolls, but now he can possess people as well. He's in her, but she has power sometimes. This all being established here, and so she does she's a great actor.
She really is.
And then like we said, she plays her father in the flashbacks from the 80s. And it's, she's very, very good actor. And I always just love Jennifer Tilly. She's just so good.
She's amazing.
So good. So.
But yeah, that's all I got for the show.
Well, all right. So what have we been doing? Have we been doing out of 5 or 10? Out of 5? And we do 9, or are we doing a theme to them, or are we just, I can't even remember. God, it's been a while.
It was doing the number.
All right. So what are you giving it out of 5?
I was going back and forth. Um, it is my least favorite episode of all the episodes, and it's not because I didn't like it. Mainly because I think some parts were just too slow, and some parts, like the cop's death there was like, did that really have to happen then? You know, kind of diminished what her death could have meant
Yeah.
to the society. Really, you think about it, it could have been a big story as far as the
Hmm.
whole town.
Yep.
Cop's death, murder going around. Like several cops have been killed now, so it's like
Yeah.
could have been a bigger deal. But so I give it a solid 3 out of 3.5.
Yeah. Hey, that's fair. That's and I get it because yeah, that was my biggest critique of the episode was that her death. It should have yeah, I don't know, in its own episode or just in an episode where you don't have the mother's death like that where she dies right in front of her kid. That is because that's a heavy one. So, and it's only 45 minutes. So just let that be it. And then if you want to do some minor character or something like that, somebody in the peripheral, go for it. But I think, yeah, her death could have been made a little more important. But other than that, like I said, I really liked a lot of it. I loved the Andy stuff. I yeah, I thought the mother's death was done really well. Very, like I said, done it, like a heavier one, and so I'm gonna go. It's still this is my lowest of the season, but I'm gonna go 3.75. It's low. That definitely the lowest of the season. I still really liked it. That's still really high score. That's still, like 88% or something. So it's yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think anything between 3.5 and a 4, I think is a good.
Yeah.
To me is fair.
Yeah, it makes sense
It's a
to me.
really good episode.
Yeah, you
I
could
mean,
say
and we're critiquing it on against the other great episodes they've had.
exactly. It gets
it's like,
tougher at the end here too, because it's like we've seen a lot of great episodes, and now we've established a scale, and we're going against those episodes.
yeah,
It's
it's rough.
yeah,
I stay within that scale is like, all right, what can I do here? Because like I originally had this near closer to a 4, and I was like, well, it's my least favorite. I can't have it a 4.
yeah.
So I was like,
Well, that was it because I think last week was my lowest at 4, so I'm pretty sure. So, and this was definitely just a little bit lower than that.
I think I had one 3.75. I think
Yeah, I think that's where you were last week. I'm
was
pretty
that
sure.
last week,
I think so.
and trying to be more consistent. See how long that lasts. But yeah, another good episode. If you're not watching the show, please check it out. October 5th, I think we established that's a new season. Trailer's going to be dropping. We're hearing possibly next week at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
With worldwide release right after that, maybe. We're trying to figure that out.
And it looks like you might be able to like watch the con from home or something too, like watch a panel from home possibly, or I don't know. It's what was that?
Yeah, Comic-Con from home.
Comic-Con from home or something. The hashtag or whatever.
It was like so I don't know. Maybe they'll show it live. Maybe
that would be cool. I mean, there's no reason they couldn't just have a camera in the room while they're doing the panel.
And I might do a YouTube short actually, if it comes out. I might review it. We leave it as a YouTube short, unless it gets released over the weekend, and you want to watch it together or somon.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Because the calendar was wrong though, so we got to figure out what day because it said Sunday, July 25th, but July 25th is actually a Monday, so we got to figure out what day it is. But yeah, if I'm around, I'll do it definitely.
But yeah, so check it out. Check out our Geek channel. We have a Geek Perspective. We do movie reviews. We do horror movie reviews here and on that channel. We talk about geek stuff, Comic-Con stuff. we might start doing videos from gaming, VR stuff. So check that out if you want to have some input on what you want us to review, gaming wise, horror wise, Comic Con's coming up. So yeah, so guys, that's gonna be it for this episode. Next week, episode 7.
Getting to the end here.
2 episodes left to the ending. So thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Comment below. Let us know what you think. But Tom and myself, guys, have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.